is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? Welcome in. Phil Nagy on Sports, joining you at the historic Camden Yards as the Guardians go for a 3-game advance. I'm not sure if it's a 3-game series or not. It could be the sweep. If not, it would just be 3 games as well. Hey, LA Vibes, welcome in. First pitch of the day. It's Grayson Rodriguez on the bump tonight. This is tonight's matchup, Rodriguez. And we'll have Cookie Carrasco again for the Guardians. And had a request for some Orioles Guardian sim. And again, both teams very good this season. You can see they're 48 and 31 are the Cardinals. The Cardinals are the Orioles. Hey, Karen, welcome in. Go Guardians. First play of the game is Stephen Kwan flying out to the left fielder now. Here's Jimenez stepping into the batter's box. Here's Grayson Rodriguez, the right-hander, and that slider is going to be too far inside. Jimenez does not offer at that one. Strike on the right side corner. That's a 97-mile-an-hour fastball for Rodriguez.
Count is full.
3-2 count here. Again, we do play quick counts. On Nagy on Sports Sims fouls off that high one. So again, batters can start with a randomized count anywhere from 1-1 all the way up to 3-2. It's mostly 1-1, and Jimenez flops one into right field, easily squeezed there for the right fielder for the Orioles. And now here is Jose Ramirez. 280 on the season, 889 is OPS, 21 homers, 72 RBI for Jose Ramirez here. Again, in just the 78th game of the season, he's essentially averaging an RBI a game, which is insane. That was going to brush him off the plate. 98 on the gun, so Grayson Rodriguez has some pop in that arm. 2-2 count here. Ramirez flares it off on the changeup. Stays 2-2. See the Rushman giving him the signals on his pitch comm on that right knee. He dials in those pitches, and Grayson Rodriguez decides if he wants to keep them or not. And now Jose right down the line, and going to be speared and taken to first base by the first baseman, Mountcastle. No damage. Headed to the bottom of the first. Orioles coming up to bat. Cookie Carrasco taking the mound here. Phil Nagy, Nagy on Sports joining you. And Adley Rushman leading off in the catcher. And he was the #1 prospect in the minor leagues for several years now. Again, I still don't know why they have them why like MLB The Show refuses to acknowledge one of the Guardians' victories. They're 51 and 26, not 50 and 27. I'm not sure what's going on there. Rushman skies this one way high just behind the mound, and Jimenez will squeeze it for the first out. Ryan Mountcastle, first baseman, now up to bat. Also some good pop in Mountcastle's bat. So all these young prospects have finally grown up together, and it's made the Orioles a very competitive baseball team now. See, you saw the graphic earlier. They are first in the wild card standings as if the season ended today, and that's mostly just because the Yankees have been playing out of their minds. Struck him out on the inside corner. Cookie, that cute little goatee. Santander now stepping into the plate. 232 on his season. Carrasco's fastball this time low. And Santander also 20 home runs, 52 RBI, so he can mash the baseball as well. Some might call him Santander. That's just not right. He'll flare this one left side. Kwan on his horse, but it'll drop. He had him shaded way towards the center field side. So late on the sinker, and he's able to just kind of splash it into left field. Santander, first base runner of the game. Gunnar Henderson now. Another very high, last year's top prospect, I think, right? Gunnar Henderson. And he's got some pop in his bat, too. 25 home runs, 55 RBI for him. He's the shortstop. Gunnar Henderson, but yeah, I think the former #1 overall pick a few years ago, if I'm not mistaken. I may have to look that up for you just to be certain, but he has been a star in the making for a couple of years. I know people have been very excited about him, a couple of Oriole fans that I know. And now they've kind of all arrived at the same time, and it's pretty exciting for their young organization. He'll foul it back, though, 2-2 count. Santander on first. Carrasco out of the stretch. And he'll foul off another changeup. Changing speeds here is Cookie. He'll look to the first base side. Now he'll fire it high and won't get him to chase. Jordan Westberg, the young talented second baseman. I think he's DHing tonight. also next up. Again, lots of young talent. Struck him out on the fastball. He was way ahead of that one. Josh Naylor, David Fry, and Brennan coming up on the backside. Here's Party at Naylor's. 235, 19 home runs, 56 RBI. I think he might actually be out tonight in real life because they called up John Kenzie Noel from Columbus, but he was not in the game. And now muffed it, and he still has a chance, and Naylor beats it out. So he may be resting, and John Kenzie Noel may actually be playing tonight, but he was not in the game, so we went with Naylor for now. David Fry into the game now. 309 on his season. And Naylor at first. He'll foul the 98-mile-an-hour fastball back. So I'm not sure if they're going to call that a base hit or an error on the third baseman. We'll find out when we see the box score. Struck him out with the 98-mile-an-hour gas. David Fry. Here comes Will Brennan now. One out and one on. Grayson Rodriguez now out of the stretch. Quick fire home, and that circle change too far inside to Will Brennan, and he does not go fishing with that bait. Kicking, firing. Drill to the gap on the right side. Mateo stretches over, twists, and throws him out at first base. Jorge Mateo playing second today, and that was a really athletic play from him. And here comes Bo Naylor, who's been hitting the baseball so much better in the last week or so. Excited about him. He had a triple last night. He'll sky high this one up in the air. Mateo calls everybody off. And that's how the first inning comes to a close. Rodriguez getting out of it. Hey, Wendell, welcome in. Hello to you as well. Jordan Westberg into the game now. He again is DHing tonight. Carrasco, the big kick, and the fire brushes him off the plate. That curveball didn't curve, did it? Just never snapped back towards the plate. On that one, 2-1 count here is Westberg. Carrasco gets him to swing through a high fastball. Cookie placing the pitches well so far in this game. That one's a little high and inside. Flare job right side. If it stays fair, Brennan chases it down, and it is fair. Wow, and Westberg runs it down for a double. He was hustling out of the box, and I think Brennan thought the ball was going to be foul. Looks like maybe he could have had a chance to dive for it. Instead, it lands just fair. Bounces into foul territory. He picks it up and chucks it to second, but Westberg was already there and it beat him in. Now Austin Hayes into the game. Carrasco's 32nd pitch already. Outside. Full count with Jorge Mateo on deck. Left side. Rocchio easily picks it. Yeah, Wendell, what did Dave 50 have to say? That's one of the Cleveland sports stations in Cleveland, right? Here's Mateo. Low fastball. Golfed it, but golfed it foul. That would have been a base hit. Doubled, at least, which would have scored the run. Now 1-2 for Jorge Mateo. Hey, Kit, welcome in. Just inside on the changeup. 2-2 count here. And he'll foul this one back. I mean, that certainly makes sense. That's the kind of guy he is. Flipped it deep, center field on his horse Freeman. Squeezes it. And he'll quickly get it in to see if the runner tags. He does not. James McCann. Catching the man, actually, James McCann, not Rushman. Rushman maybe playing third. I don't know if they moved him out from behind the plate or not. Appreciate everybody being on. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy on Sports. Kit joining in chat, although he is back to his rig. So our next Browns game will both be on the mic together. Hopefully this evening, if we can get the schedule gods to align. Colton Cowser, talented young outfielder, on deck. Here's McCann, and he'll swing at a high fastball, and it's going to be a full count. 23rd pitch of the inning for Carlos Carrasco here against the veteran catcher James McCann, and he'll flare it to the left side. Fry playing third today. Across the diamond to Naylor as Jose Ramirez is DHing for the Guardians. So, a couple of base hits, but no harm, no foul, and they did call that one an error earlier, so no base hits for the Guardians to this juncture. Hey, Diablo, welcome in, man. Hope you've been well. Hope things are okay across the pond for you.
1-2.
That was going to be low and inside. Here's 2-2 now from Grayson Rodriguez. Tyler Freeman, again, former middle infielder. Now he's basically their everyday center fielder, which is just crazy. And still shows you that they need that spot. And he'll flip this one into the gap on the right side. And a nice base hit. First base hit of the game. Leadoff single for Tyler Freeman.
Batting up, the shortstop, Brian Rosillo.
Okay, so the name's smart. Gotcha. You telling me Mr. High-level IT guy doesn't have a simmable rig at his house, kid?
The batter, the left fielder.
Hey, Rick, welcome in. Striking out that time was Rocchio. Top of the order now, Stephen Kwan. Again, a blistering 390 is what he is hitting. That's true. That's was mostly teasing. Mostly teasing your brother without him even knowing about it. 2-2 count. Here's Kwan. Flare it left side, and it gets over the head of Rushman, who is playing third base tonight. And so a couple of singles, a couple of ducks on the pond here. And now Andres Jimenez into the game, 0-0, but 2 men on with 1 out in this third inning. Jimenez from Rodriguez. Looping grounder, double play ball, maybe. Mateo tries to spin on his only play. Is to first base to Mountcastle. And so it's effectively a sac fly for both runners. And now Jose Ramirez, one of the league leaders in RBIs. Let's see if he can add a couple more to his tally here in the third. That's going to be strike number 2 looking for Jose. Here's 1-2 count. Oof, just low. Really good patience for Jose not to swing at that one. 2-2 now. Ramirez. Wise got it full. Maybe trying to pitch around him, perhaps, but Josh Naylor on the mound. Good protection for Ramirez. He'll foul back that changeup. 3-2 count. Go again with 2 outs. And he walked him. Great at bat for Jose Ramirez, and now they are juiced for Josh Naylor. Yeah, it's been a real fun season for the Guardians for sure, and requests for more Guardian Sims have come in, and I have heard those requests, so I try to do once every couple of days, like just to mix up the opponents, so we don't get too many with the same opponent. Naylor through the gap, Mateo a dive, can he beat it out at first? He can! Josh Naylor! Not the fastest of Guardian base runners, but he beats it out at first base, and it's an infield single to score the game's first run. And now let's see if David Fry can help add to it. He'll just foul this one back. I mean, I don't think that they have the starting pitching window. They're going to have to make a move or two at the deadline. Again, Bieber going out sucked for them big time. Gavin Williams should be coming back, but McKenzie doesn't look great right now. Carrasco's not trustworthy. Basically, Logan Allen and Tanner Bybee, kind of the 2 guys you would go to. And again, you can get away with 3 starters in the playoffs, but I think they're definitely going to need to make a move. And yeah, some other, another bat. Again, I don't love the long-term solution. It'll walk again. David Fry. Ice water in his veins as that one was on the black. And he'll walk home a second run in the inning here. Does Grayson Rodriguez. Now Will Brennan with a 2-1 count. Hitter's count. He'll flare it. Gapper right side. Could be a double. It's going to score 1. It's going to score 2. Fired back in. 4-0. A 4-run inning and all 4 of the runs with 2 outs for the Guardians. Yeah, I would like an upgrade in the outfield and an upgrade at starting pitching or 2. Bullpen is great. You've got a bunch of young prospects. You should be able to get somebody really solid. Get rid of some of those prospects. Yeah, he really has. Diablo Bybee's been incredible this year. And again, hopefully Gavin Williams will come back soon. And maybe Gavin Williams comes back and plays really well and kind of steadies that ship, and you do feel good about it. But again, this is the best. This would be like the Browns being 7-1, at the trade deadline and not like going all in for the Super Bowl. I mean, they are playing exceptionally well. Struck came out, so the 2-out magic comes to an end, but 4 for the Guardians there at the top of the third. Here comes Colton Cowser. Center fielder Colton Cowser. Again, another young, talented, high-level prospect from this Orioles organization. That sinker's going to get in there. Hey, Mitchell, welcome in. All right. Enjoy the rest of work and feel free to watch later. Again, Kit and I hopefully bringing you the next Browns game later as well. Browns and Chargers should be a fun one. And this one will be flared back by Cowser. 2-2 count. 52nd pitch already for Carrasco. See if he can get through the 5th and be qualified for this victory. Yeah, exactly. Schneeman's been good. And we'll see. John Kenzie Noel coming. I think he got called up for tonight. He's the next kind of corner infielder power bat. So we'll see if he can transition quickly or a little more quickly than Manzardo didn't. But yeah, they don't have a lot of holes, and yeah, they keep plugging them with talented dudes from the AAA team. So again, they just always have had such a great farm system, and they grow their guys well. The issue has never been growing good players. It's always been keeping them, right? You grow yourself a Frankie Lindor, and then eventually you find yourself in a position where you can't keep him. That's what's made the Jose Ramirez thing so remarkable. Is he was another one of these, and they'll strike him out. Nice backwards K there for Carrasco. Another one of these young phenoms. We grow him, we develop him, he turns into an all-star, and then unlike others before him, we were able to sign him to a deal. He took a pretty team-friendly deal in the grand scheme of things to stay with the Guardians. He just loved Cleveland so much. Corey Kluber wasn't going to do it. Shane Bieber probably not going to do it. He's going to be gone after this season. So Lindor, obviously the next example of it, but think about Cliff Lee, think about Mike Clevenger, the pitcher from a couple years ago. We got a couple of those guys, including Josh Naylor from the Padres. So that's just kind of how we've done things, Savale last year, Cliff Lee before that, back in the day after he was winning Cy Young awards, and then we just trade him away. That's what we do. But, Corey Kluber, that deal turned into Emmanuel Clase, So that's just kind of how they run their operation. But yes. And yeah, I agree. Vogt's been, tough to replace the legend. And Francona was a legend, but Stephen Vogt's done a really nice job. And yeah, he seems to be able to speak to the young players well and getting them ready to go and keeping them hungry and keeping the locker room engaged with each other on and off the field. And they're just best team in baseball. He'll swing at strike 3. He'll try to run it out. McCann easily throws him out. Rocchio struck out in the 3rd. He's now batting here at the top of the 4th. Again, they scored 4 runs in that 4th with 2 outs. He was the last one to get out before they scored 4 runs. Shortstop Brian Rocchio, again, another middle infielder of high prospect worth for these Guardians. And this one's going to be ripped to the gap. Right side. Rocchio deep and off the wall. It'll be a double. Cowser picks it up quickly, but a stand-up double for Brian Rocchio as he stroked that thing to the right center gap. And just missed a home run, actually. Short hops the wall. Now Stephen Kwan into the game. He'll try it, and he'll go right side. And again, sort of a glorified sac fly or bunt situation, if you will, to move the runner over to 3rd. Here's Andres Jimenez. Anything off of his bat scores the run. Yeah, that's what I was going to say, Wendell. Which rookie would you be thinking of for Rookie of the Year? Juan can't qualify for it anymore. Rocchio probably could. Naylor could, I think, right? He didn't play enough last year to count. Schneemann certainly could. You know, if one of these other guys pops, you know, Jonathan Rodriguez or Joaquin Noel, or even if Manzardo comes back up. I don't think Quan can win Rookie of the Year. He played a whole season last season. I mean, he won a Gold Glove. Like, he's already played a whole season, so I don't think he's eligible. Jose could win MVP. That probability is pretty decent. Bottom of the fourth here. Struck him out. Henderson didn't even take the bat off the shoulder that time. Unless there's somebody in our bullpen, is like Cade Smith. Is he like up for a rookie? He could be potentially considered a rookie. And this one will be inside outed, taking on a knee for Jimenez, and he'll throw him out easily.
Now the left fielder.
Left fielder Austin Hayes. Yeah, or MVP. Yeah, if he hits 400, it's going to be real hard. Taking votes from each other. It's going to be flared right side. That's going to be down. That's going to be another double here for Hayes. And throwing it in, Brennan quickly, but Hayes is in on a slide to second base. That's a double hit this season for Austin Hayes, the left fielder. Now Mateo with a runner in scoring position. Carrasco's done a beautiful job through 4. Can he get out of this one?
Ball.
2 outs still here for him. Guardians with a 4-0 lead. Appreciate everybody being on. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy, Nagy on Sports is the channel. Only place you can find live simulated sporting events with some original commentary. We do baseball, we do hockey, we do football, we do basketball. We even did soccer before the World Cup a couple years ago. So excited to have you on. Appreciate all 1,107 of our subscribers. You guys are the best. And he'll go walking. Mateo walks now. Runners at first and second. And James McCann to the batter's box. Appreciate all of you. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe yet, we'd really appreciate that. Or if you've got yourself a new Gmail account, you can subscribe from both of them. That would be fine too. Also hit the thumbs up. Helps grow our audience with the baseball communities. Again, we are primarily like a 90% football channel, but we do some other things. And again, our Guardians are having a great season, so we go ahead and do some of their sims as well, as we get a beautiful look at Camden Yards here in Baltimore, Maryland. Now to the bullpen. Here comes Albert Suarez. Suarez into the game, and Jose Ramirez will lead off. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and then scored a run. Again, with that 2-out rally in the 3rd inning. Top of the 5th here. Suarez's first pitch. Ripped to the right side into the netting. Ramirez was sitting all over that one, wasn't he? And he'll strike out. 88 mile an hour on the cutter. Swing and a miss for Jose Ramirez. Here's Josh Naylor. He's 1 for 2 with a single. He had that RBI that kind of bounced off the second baseman's glove, and he hustled it out for that infield base hit, which was, again, a significantly good thing for him to hustle on that one, because the first or second baseman almost threw him out, but that started that 2-out, or kept that 2-out rally scoring going. Yeah, I'm with you. McKenzie just doesn't look right. I don't know if he's healthy, if he needs a surgery or something, but he just doesn't look all the way right. Cookie, I mean, he's 37 years old. He's just going to try to eat some innings and try to keep it under 3 or 4 runs before he leaves. It's basically all you're hoping for Carrasco. But he was never, I mean, he was supposed to be the number 5 starter, you know what I mean? Behind Bieber, Gavin Williams, Bybee, and then Sticks and Cookie. Now you've got Logan Allen playing well. You got Ben Lively pitching pretty well. So, again, those guys have kind of down on 4th and 5th options for you right now. It sort of feels like it that way, and it wasn't supposed to be that way, at least not with Tristan McKenzie. 2-2 count here to David Fry. He's 0 for 1 also with a walk in this performance. 2 outs, nobody on here. Top of the 5th, and that one's just wide. Here comes a full count. Yeah, he's been crazy. I think he was a free agent. Just a kind of a utility guy who's crazy good at hitting. He can play a lot of different positions for you, kind of like the snowman can. Here's Will Brennan after David Fry draws another walk. Inside out's a swing. That changeup is fouled back for Will Brennan. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. Brennan flares it back foul. Still 1-2. Suarez inside out's that one. Going to be easily taken to second. They'll go the short way. Gunnar Henderson to Jorge Mateo. Guardians still lead 4-0. Bottom of the 5th, and now the Guardians. This is the only thing I don't like about the show is every time we've had one, the first reliever that we see is a starting pitcher, and here we are again with Tanner Bybee coming out of the bullpen. But we've seen it like 3 times now. I don't know how to fix that metric here. But MLB The Show, for whatever reason, the first guy to come out of the bullpen is another starting pitcher, which again, technically is legal. It could happen. But it's just very unlikely that Tanner Bybee would be the one that comes out of the pen here in this one. But he's here now. It's good for us because he's a good pitcher. Rushman 0 for 2, leading off the bottom of the 5th for the Orioles, trailing 4-0. Swing and a miss, and he's out of there. And again, I just don't get it. The game is so realistic in every other way. Why would they do that? Why would they put starters coming out of the bullpen? This one's going to be a single to the right side. Mountcastle. Again, just a little inside out. Flare base hit. Over the top of Jimenez, and Mountcastle with a single. Here comes Santander. Yeah, exactly. Or it's perma playoff mode where everybody's available, and yeah, the starters can come in and relief, but everything else is so darn realistic about it. I don't know why that little thing is glitchy like that. Runner on first, 2 outs here for Tanner Bybee. Good news is they don't make them pitch a long time. They'll only pitch an inning or 2, but still, it's very strange, especially with the best bullpen in the major leagues, which is what the Guardians have. Up the middle, Jimenez scoops, fires to Mailer, and Bybee does the job. We're through 5 here in Baltimore. A good look from the other side. Oriole Park at Camden Yards. And now here's Bo Naylor catching tonight. Again, it's hit much better. Yeah, just one small thing to gripe about. That would be great. No, I mean, there used to be back in the day. There was an NFL The Show. 2K. There was a 2K, which is what Hoops is. But I would love an NFL The Show. Their attention to detail is incredible. And you know, their sim, their realism, everything is just so good. I mean, even look at the individual fans in the background. It's not just, you know, like, here's fan number 6 doing fan number 6's thing. Like, everything would be great. I would love to have an NFL The Show and see what they could do with it. He'll swing at that one. He'll try to run it out. McCann throws him out. So strikeout put out that time, and now Rocchio into the game. He doubled his last time up. Oh, Aaron Savali coming home, huh? Was he the one we traded to the Rays for Manzardo last year, right? That had a good wood sound on it. It goes around the netting down the first base side. Rocchio, 2-2 count. And now full count. Yeah, I was to say, that's what I had thought, Diablo. Is he not having a good year for Tampa Bay, or are they just struggling? But it would be interesting to get him back. But yeah, Savali was always a solid pitcher for it. Hence the reason that we got a very high prospect for him last year in Kyle Manzardo, who again didn't do great his first time up to the show, but that doesn't mean that he's not going to be great someday. Gunnar Henderson into the game now. He struck out twice, the shortstop, the young, talented shortstop. Bybee still in the game, out of the bullpen for, again, reasons known only to San Diego Studios, the makers of MLB The Show. Swing, and he struck him out. It's a hat trick of strikeouts for the very young, very talented shortstop, Gunnar Henderson. And Westberg drills it just foul to the right side. Swing and a miss. Good night, nurse. Here comes Austin Hayes.
Left fielder, Austin Hayes.
Oh, so Gunnar Henderson, well, I thought he was like the #1 pick. He was actually a second-round pick. And they gave him a whole bunch of money out of high school. And, yeah, he won Rookie of the Year last year. So, again, 22 years of age. He won't be, actually turns 21 later this week, or 23 later this week, Gunnar Henderson. Yeah, Bo Bichette, of course, his dad, he's Bo Bichette Jr., but he got hurt like a week ago, so I'm not sure how many more legs that rumor has to it. And of all of the things that we need help with, middle infield is not the spot. I mean, Jimenez and Ramirez are sensational, so unless they think he could also play outfield, I think if we're getting a position player, it's got to be outfield, right? Your infield is pretty much locked in, especially with David Fry's ability to play first, second, or third, or catch. I feel like if you're going to... Starter has to be priority #1, and then for me, it's outfield. You know, Brennan's been fine, but that kind of revolving door of infielders playing center field is something that I would be interested in upgrading if it were me. Again, it was supposed to be Miles Straw, right? Miles Straw, they signed him to a 5-year deal a couple years ago. He just kind of fell off the wagon, and even in Columbus has not done particularly well. Now you got like a guy like George Valera, who's been in Columbus kind of waiting for his turn. He's the next outfield star in the system. And this one's going to be Jose hitting it against the shift right through the big gap where Henderson would be lined up normally. He was way over behind second base, and therefore a single for Jose Ramirez. Now Josh Naylor to the plate. Naylor will hit it to the second baseman, and Mateo will throw him out. And we've played 7. Or we played the... There you go. You can hear the organ playing. Oh, that's cool. They actually sing it. Oh, they stopped singing. But they did for a minute. That was fun.
The second baseman,
Swing and a miss. Yes, it would, Wendell. It would. They were, obviously we're just near the time of year where the Cavs won, so a lot of the, tournament or the, the championship parade footage and stuff was going around in the last week or so. And I still contend that if the Browns were to win a Super Bowl, that the parade would be three times more people than there were, and there were almost 1 million people in downtown with the Cavs parade. It's that much more of a Browns town. I don't think the Guardians would have certainly a similar turnout to the Cavs, right? Do you think there would be more Guardians fans at a parade? That parade would be in October, right? Maybe even November, depending on how long the series would go.
Did he go?
He did go. Colton Cowser. Ivey's still in the game, so Mark called me a liar. I said usually only pitches for an inning or two. This is his 3rd inning, and he strikes him out. We played 7. Here comes CNL Perez, who came into the game yesterday, I think, and gave up a run. Yeah, that's what I was that was sort of my assumption too, Wendell. They would be 3 times more people. Through the gap on the right side, David Fry, that thing was smoked out of there at 102 mile an hour. Mountcastle took a dive for it, but could not get it in. Here comes Will Brennan. He's 1 for 3 in today's performance so far. Top of the 8th, CNL Perez, the lefty. That slider sweeps way across, and Brennan does not take a go at it. Will Brennan, right fielder, has played much better baseball this year than he has last year. He's sort of solidified that right field spot, which again was another spot that I thought was going to be destined for one of those prospects Chase DeLauder, the one that I'm the most excited about in the corner infield, and he's going to flare a double to the left side. Runner to second. Is he going to turn third and head for home? We won't know until we get up here. Henderson's going to cut hold, and they do score all the way from first base. David Fry, an RBI double for Will Brennan, and now 5-0 the Guardians lead. So Cionel Perez gives up the double to Miles Brennan out Bo Naylor into the game. Again, swinging the bat so much better in the last week or so. I did not. Was it Crazy Diablo?
3-1.
Freeman. And Freeman's going to have to be, Brennan going to have to be chased back to second base, rather. Naylor grounds out. Here's Freeman. He's the one on deck.
Number 2, Tyler Freeman.
Again, dude, Tyler Freeman's a second baseman, folks. He is a second baseman, middle infielder. Was trending towards being kind of the utility guy to back up. And then you got Arias and Rocchio, who kind of came in on the scene, and all of a sudden Freeman didn't really have a spot. Kudos to him for picking up center field, and he's been pretty good. He's not great. He's not a starting center fielder. Millions on the streets, truly, truly crazy. Swing and a miss now. 2 down. Here's Rocchio. Flipping over and batting from the right side. And it's going to be high, 2-2. 44,000 here in attendance for two of the highest and best baseball teams in the American League. Guardians heading to the bottom of the 8th. And now we'll go to the bullpen. Xavier Curry, a recent call-up. Curry into the game with a 5-0 lead. The Rushman, his 4th at bat coming up here at the bottom of the 8th. Here comes Kirby. And Curry fires a fastball in there inside paint, sky high in the air, and David Fry over there to make the catch. He's playing third base today. So Jose Ramirez is designated hitting. Here comes Mountcastle. It's going to be a strike from Curry there. With 91 on the gun, so not a power pitcher. Placement and good breaking stuff from Xavier Curry. Curry kicks, fires low that time, 92 on the gun. And Mountcastle looks at a full count here. 1 down, bottom of the 8th, down 5-0. And he'll rip it, but rip it foul. Ryan Mountcastle. Swing, and that was going to be popped up into the air. Coming in is Tyler Freeman, that center fielder, coming all the way, and he had ran the whole time. It's about 15 feet from Rocchio. He's like, yo, you couldn't have just come back 15 feet? I had to run 60 to get up here. Here's Santander. Diablo, I would say it's probably, I'm going to say 75% chance Quan is still on the team next year. I think they try to get him done on a long-term deal, hopefully with something kind of like Jose Ramirez. I mean, he's not Jose Ramirez good, but maybe he would take a little bit of a Cleveland discount. Hey, you guys stuck with me, drafted me, hopefully he's not a guy that feels like he needs $30 million a year or something. But I would do him at, 15 to 18 million a year for 3 or 4 years. He's a little bit older. He didn't break out until he was a 26-year-old rookie or something a year ago as Greg Kimbrell into the game. I would say there's about a 10% chance Bieber comes back. Again, the plan was always going to be have him be great and then trade him this season and get yourself a Corey Kluber kind of deal where you're getting a player and you're getting Class A and you're getting, you know what I mean? I think that was always going to be the plan, and his injury just kind of derailed that, unfortunately. So I'll say 75% chance Quan is, 10% chance that Bieber is. I just think he is gonzo. Here is Quan, speaking of. And a rare 1-for-5 performance for him tonight. He's like not, like the game can't make him as good as he actually is.
The second base
is just wild because he's so good. He's like better than video game good. Jimenez 0 for 4 as well. So both Quan and Jimenez actually pretty quiet days. The damage has been done elsewhere tonight. But this one's going to get through for a base hit. His first of the day. Andres Jimenez slaps a single right past Kimbrel. And right over top of the second base bag. That's an easy base hit there. Now Jose Ramirez here. 3-1 count to start for him. Kimbrel kicking, firing. Ramirez rips it, but got under it too much. And Austin Hayes comes all the way over. Almost an infield fly rule situation. 2 down now.
The first
Party at Naylor's.
22. Josh.
Here's Josh Naylor. Top of the 9th here. Greg Kimbrel on the mound. Takes a long look at first base with Andres Jimenez, and it's fouled back off of the catcher. That one hurt. And he'll take a look, and Jimenez back standing. Jimenez will certainly steal if need be, but with 5-0, top of the 9th, I don't see him going anywhere. Foul back again, that knuckle curve. Oh yeah, Kimbrel's the one who holds that right arm like a crow before he pitches. It's so weird. Look at that foul. Look at that. He holds that arm. That's exactly how he pitches. That's so funny and awesome that they have that. They again, every pitcher and every batter, they're accurate to how they look and how they do their thing. It's pretty wild. Kimbrel again. Ripped to the right side. That's going to be down. Jimenez can turn for third if he wants, and he will just go ahead and put the brakes on at second base. Don't want to make the third out at third base. That's a pretty common rule in baseball. Don't make the third out at third base. Now Fry with a chance to open up the lead even further if he wants. Swings at a fastball now. 2 strikes.
1-2.
That's what David Fry's done today. 1 for 2 with a single and RBI. He's actually walked once or twice as well. That RBI came on the rocket. Strikes him out. Some high heat. Nice pitch by Kimbrel. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Guardians lead 5-0. And Curry stays in there. Gunnar Henderson up to bat first. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Westberg and Hayes on the deck and in the hole. Guardians lead 5-0 here. Bottom of the 9th. Can they take care of it? This would finish off 3 games in a row for the Orioles, which would be a heck of a thing to do. And Rocchio throws him out. What a play where Rocchio, really nicely done there. And yes, tonight is the end of the season, and they head to end of the series, and they do head to Kansas City tomorrow. So, be a great chance tonight. Ripped by Westbrook into the netting. Great chance tonight to sweep the Orioles on the road. That would be incredible. You know, so Diablo, randomly some people that I follow on Twitter like to retweet. And this one's going to be gappered, and it is going to be there. Freeman cuts it off, so he will only get 1 base. Nice hustle by Freeman, but that's a single for Jordan Westberg. And now they've got a base runner on for Austin Hayes. Somebody that I follow on Twitter retweets his stuff a lot, so I'm seeing a lot of Trevor Bauer highlights. Like, he just struck out. He's in, like, the Mexican League right now, and he just struck out 19 batters, like, last week, which was, like, a Mexican League record. He was playing in Japan before that, so he's obviously a very interesting human being. And I'm not sure if that's part of what's kept him out of the league, but it feels like his stuff has returned to a place where somebody should give him an opportunity. I'm not sure if the Guardians are that team, but I think he's definitely good enough to play. Yeah, I saw that. Jag's going to stay in Jacksonville, which is a little surprising. Golf to the left field side. Quan back steps, and that's the ball game. Guardians win 5-0, so they will finish off the sweep of the Orioles, and let's see if that holds true tonight. 5
final line.
Baltimore Orioles 0. This was a lot of fun. Appreciate everybody being on. Enjoy the real game tonight. Again, schedules permitting, Kit and I will have some Browns and Chargers action for you tonight as well. If not, we'll definitely have it for you tomorrow. So appreciate everybody being on. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully this game goes the same way tonight. We would love to see that. Today we will say go Guardians. And as always, go Browns.
45,000.